Well, everyone, it's time for us to talk about the Galaxy S20, the Samsung Galaxy S20, and see how this phone still holds up in 2022 in the later part. Now, I will definitely tell you, I've already done like 3 reviews of this thing this year, and I've compared it against like all the other phones that have came out this year as well, and this is still a very good phone. I think it has held up very well. It's not perfect, but I do think for the most part, this is a very solid phone. If you want to go ahead and buy it, I would recommend doing it. It's actually still getting software support too, which is very interesting. Now, a big thing is with that display. For this year, this panel has held up very well. I mean, the only thing I can even think to myself is, wow, every single time I look at this display. In fact, I think the Galaxy S10's display is all like very good as well. But with this phone having a 1440p panel, 120 Hz, still a very good panel. And the whole punch display on this thing, I mean, there's a very little bezel on this phone for the most part. You have USB-C, you have a micro SD card slot, you have a glass back, triple camera setup. You have a lot of things within this phone that a lot of people probably still like would be shocked at that Samsung would have even made a phone with, an SD card. And that's basically what they did for so many years until like 2021, which was very annoying. But this was a phone, in my opinion, that is still very solid in that specific example. And I'm so happy that, Samsung made a phone like this. Now, we've also, since this phone's release, at least for this year, we got the Galaxy S22, we got the S21 FE, we got One UI 5, which is still coming out for this phone, and we got the Z Flip, we got the Galaxy Z Fold 4, we got so many different devices, including the Galaxy Tabs, and I will say, Samsung has been kind of running it this year. I will say probably the Google Pixel had one of the more interesting launches. The iPhone 14 Pro also was very strange, but I will say Samsung this year, throughout the year, they've been kind of killing it, to be honest, which is very interesting. But I remember when the Galaxy S20 came out, I was shocked. This was an insane phone that I was just so happy when they made it. Now, I will probably tell you, it might be a little bit of a different type of styling for the most part, but this is still a very, interesting phone for the most part, and I'm still very happy that Samsung is still supporting this device. Now, the main question is, should you go and still buy a Galaxy S20 in the later part of 2022? Well, it's a little complicated. The first thing you have to remember is that the Galaxy S20 sits in a very interesting spot. It's pretty much probably on its last leg of software, like it's not going to be getting, One UI 6, at least as far as we can tell. It may not, but as far as I can tell, that's probably not going to be the case. So that is pretty much one big thing to kind of keep in mind in the back of your head. But another thing to kind of remember is that the Galaxy S20 is still a very powerful phone with hardware that's probably going to be lasting way longer than the software. So this is something I see commonly, that Samsung and a lot of other manufacturers make a phone, and the phone could still get the next version of software. I look at the iPhone 7, I look at maybe even like the, Galaxy S8, I feel like could still be supported right now too, which is crazy. But there's a lot of other manufacturers who drop software and they kind of forget these phones. There's a chance the S20 may last longer, but I'll probably tell you to play it safe. Getting a Galaxy S20 right now, it's 50-50. If you're planning on keeping this phone for like 2 years, by all means go for it. You're going to have a great time. But if for some reason you plan on keeping this phone for like 5 years, you may want to look elsewhere. Getting a Galaxy S22 or Galaxy S21, those may end up lasting longer for the most part. So, and that kind of covers it up for the most part. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.